If you're going to be out west whitetail hunting, you probably want to think about getting a spotting scope. Now, most of you have a binocular that you carry around. If you hunt the East Coast, the Midwest, a binocular is great. But out west, it's a whole different ball game. When I'm hunting out west, I'd almost as soon as forget my rifle as I would my optics. If I forget my rifle, yeah, I might not be able to shoot something that day, but if I forget my optics, I might not be able to see something to shoot. Now, a spotting scope gives you several distinct advantages out in the big open terrain of the West. The first thing, it saves you a lot of shoe leather. Boots these days, they're expensive, and you don't want to tire yourself out on a hunt running from deer group to deer group. A spotting scope allows you to sit back and look at that group from afar and even look at terrain and see what's out there. Now, the second thing I like about a spotting scope, it allows me to field judge an animal from a distance. A binocular, again, you can get a pretty good idea about how good an animal is, but a spotting scope lets you judge and count points, look at mass, and maybe even see if that animal has broken points. Now, the third thing I like about a spotting scope, and I use my binocular for the same thing, is to pick apart terrain. Say you see a big whitetail buck across a canyon. Now you got to figure out a way to get over there and shoot that buck and stay out of sight. You can use your optics to pick apart all the little routes that you're going to use to get right in close range to that whitetail. Now, what do you want for a spotting scope out west? Well, it kind of depends on what you're doing, but for general overall use, I like a compact unit. This is the Nikon ProStaff 5. It's a 20 to 60 power with a 60 millimeter end objective. Now, if you go bigger, you're going to get a little bit more brightness in your field of view during the dawn and dusk periods of the day. An 80 or an 82 millimeter objective on the end, but here's what's going to happen. It's going to hurt you in two ways. You're going to gain a lot of weight, and it's going to be a little bit more unsteady. Now, you do need to get a tripod to settle it down, but when you are using your spotting scope, keep it wide, like on 20 power, 30 power. Do that scan just like you would with your binocular. And then when you see game, zoom it up to that 60 power, make your evaluation, and then make your move. If you're going out west, spotting scope is definitely a key item that you need in your pack.